So, in the previous episode I mentioned that I have some experience in Unity, and I gave the impression that I would be using Unity for this series. Initially, I had planned to do the series on Unity. However, as I started this journey, I realized that I shouldn't use Unity. If this is going to be a true journey from zero to commercial grade games, I should start from the scratch. Despite having worked with Unity in high school, I am still a beginner in Unity, and that can be frustrating. In order to start this journey with a clean slate and at the same level as complete beginner, I have decided to switch to the Godot engine. Why I made this transition? It's not because the Godot is open source or not because of the license fees or anything. It's simply because the mental headspace. After being familiar with Unity for around 10 years, I had the idea of still being a beginner at that. So I made the change, and now I will be an actual beginner at something that's completely new to me. You might be wondering why I am sharing all of this, all the setbacks and all. Well, it's because it's the part of my journey. I want to be as transparent as possible about ups and downs and all the struggles along the way. I also aim to build a community and establish connections with my audience. So if you wish, you can go ahead and follow me on Twitter as well. As I mentioned before, I am completely new to the Godot game engine. So the first step for me is to download Godot. Yes, I am this much at the beginning. The interface is similar enough to Unity, but I got a little confused with the workflow. So I looked for videos on how to get started, and I learned that scenes in Godot work similar to the prefabs in Unity. You can create scenes inside the scenes and instantiate scenes during the gameplay just like the prefabs. I also learned how to add components and scripts to game objects, and now it's time to practice. As my preferred method of self-learning, I like to make one or two tiny projects for every new concept that I learn. Additionally, I want to participate in game jams, so I might create tiny projects for the game jams. Even though I'm not an artist, I don't like the idea of not being able to even draw a stick figure. So I start practicing some very basic drawings. I drew a night sky background in Procreate, and I'm not sure if I will focus enough 2D to create my own game assets, but I want to learn at least the basics. Also, I learned some valuable information about the Steam. Did you know that if you sell your games on other platforms as Steam keys, Steam doesn't take any cuts from those sales? It's completely legal, and in fact they are encouraged, as long as you are not selling it cheaper on the other platforms. Steam also offers opportunities for publicity and visibility. For example, they provide 5 rounds of visibility, they call it visibility rounds, which bring 500,000 impressions to your game each round. On top of that, when your game comes out of the early access, Steam gives you 1 round of 1 million impressions that doesn't even count as part of those visibility rounds. I think it's really cool. With all of these benefits, Steam itself makes a great publisher, and for many beginners eliminates the need for a publisher too. I began this series in the last 2 days of the week, and because of that I couldn't make any significant progress. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it so far, and I hope you will consider subscribing too. See you in the next episode.